Hey everyone, this is Jean and you're watching a little indie game dev update for Friday, the 3rd of July. Today was a day off. I've made substantial work, but yet feels like I didn't get all that much done because it's one thing. I was hoping I'd finish this off and then open the art package Krita that I downloaded yesterday and get started with that, but that was not to be. However, I did get a lot of work done. So let me just show you what I did for today. It's been a good 2-3 hours working from home. It's been 3 hours of writing this little bit of text. Now obviously I walked the dog, we had breakfast, get distracted, there's stuff, but not as fast as I thought I would be, even 2 coffees in. There's a number of things that I noticed this time around. One, there's no off-ramp. I've had this thought before, like I need to be able to get out of the conversation, and I noticed this because there was a time when I was constantly playtesting my conversation, and the conversation for the old elf in the cave is 4 minutes, which means that every time I playtested it, I was locked in, getting through 4 minutes and discovering dead ends and then fixing it and then going over it again, which is precisely why I am writing in notes to make sure that it's already tied up when I put it in, so there's less time going over and over the same conversation. But the thought I had is I need off-ramps to get out of the conversation safely without having been to a point where something has been decided and should be saved, and if you back out of it at that point, then it's still saved even though you didn't reach the end of the conversation. So there's issues there. Up until a point where something needs to be saved, I think it's okay to have an exit option in most sections that allow you to exit, and then when you come back you can just start over as you wish. That's something to think about that I'm going to have to implement. The other thing is these codes. These codes are getting a little bit more elaborate this time around, instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way down to 85. And there's some thought behind it. One, I don't want to go all the way to 150. I kind of want the numbers to stick a little bit closer together, so I add other characters after. Also, I'm thinking maybe it's a good idea for the whole game to have codes that are unique for the whole game rather than per conversation, because if that's the case, then I can, especially if I keep a separate copy in my notes, I can just hit Command or Control F and search right over here on top, right? So if I just go to B, actually it doesn't matter, B3, B1, see? It highlights it in the text. And over here, toggle between. I wish this was bigger though. I mean, it's so tiny. Anyway, that's an Apple UI request. So I can do that for everything. Actually, can I then search? I'm saying that now, but can I search from, let's see, right click, notes. Okay, so this is the main notes. So if I go 1F, no. Okay, it will not take you to the actual note. You will have to be in the correct one already. If I have separate notes, then I can copy and paste those separate notes into one big mega note. At least I can do it there. Or is Spotlight fast enough, or does it need to be indexed first? Let's see. Ah, nice. Thank you, macOS. Look at that. It's already in there. For now, until I lose access to my iCloud again. That's a different story. Anyway, so some some observations having to put this in. I have to put in that off ramp. I have to watch my codes. I also have to keep track of whether this is actually a fun conversation to be had. If it's taking 4 minutes, you know, for some people this might not be the game for them if they just want action. I simply really enjoy writing the story, so I might decide afterwards to just cut it. But that's the painful decisions to be made while prototyping. And keep in mind, this is a work in progress, so I think I've already found some fun, but we're still prototyping as well. So anyway, let's get going.